Israel, to your Caribou Data Science channel. Welcome back, Twitch family. Let's see, this is Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022, and it's time for your daily COVID-19 analysis, Israel. Before we get started, a big shout out to the people who watched the video yesterday, but I do have a favor to ask you folks today. If you watch the video today, click on the like button next to the video, okay? Very important. Let's go and fire up Israel's numbers, see exactly how they're looking.
Good. I'm glad that your surgery is all done and then well recovered. So that's wonderful. Okay. As you see, I have a somewhat new overlay here today. From today, I just decided to do this. Change a little bit. Not too much, but change a little bit.
So you can see that Israel has had 1.4 million cases, 8,247 deaths. Okay, you can see a little activity here. The good news is deaths aren't showing up at all. Okay. So this is actually a 7-day moving average. So each point represents the average number of cases for the previous 7 days. So you can see here, our first spike was back on January 22nd. For the 7-day period ending January 22nd, 2020, you were averaging 6,866 cases per day. For the second spike, which began on January 11th, 2021, you were at for the 7-day period ending January 11th, you were averaging 9,000 cases per day. But now for the most recent spike, unfortunately, which is on September the 8th, September the 1st, you were averaging 12,026 cases per day. But you can see this number here, most recently on January the 3rd, you were averaging 9,803 cases per day, okay? Let's take a look at deaths here. The purpose of a moving average is just to get through all this volatility. You can see in the blue, this is all volatility, day-to-day volatility. So the idea is to get past the volatility to the underlying trend. And that's what this is about up there, okay? We can do the same thing here if we really wanted to, but I haven't yet. So anyway, well, why not? Let's see if we can change this second number.
Gosh, they are really good.
Let's do this.
But anyway, our podcast, good to see you. And then, yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day. All right, back to work as for me too, but
So now, will this work now?
Another one. So the one more session.
So let's try this one more time.
The next one is the last one, I believe. Countdown.
So, okay, so now we can see the deaths using the same 7-day moving average. You can see, so you can see these two spikes here. The good news is the last spike for Israel only reached up to on September the 5th to 41.30 deaths per day on average. The average as of January the 3rd, 2020, is for the previous 7 days is only 3 deaths per day for the previous 7 days. So as you can see, those are pretty doggone good numbers. Okay, you had this spike here, but hopefully this is the beginning of a new downward trend. Hopefully this week is the beginning of a new downtrend in COVID-19 cases. The good news is you had this crazy low case counts spring and summer. Then everybody got caught off guard by this here. It's just the beginning of, but it doesn't last very long. That's the question. Why does this so dramatically just decline here? Does this number here represent a backlog of cases or something like that? Kind of curious, okay? So how would I make an overlay? And what would I put on it? Again, some declining pattern here. This is kind of curious in it. What about the weekly cases? Well, weekly deaths. You can see again crazy low numbers spring and summer. Then here you begin this big, long declining pattern in COVID-19 deaths in Israel. This is 50 deaths. Okay, so all these numbers here are under 50 deaths per week. What about months? You can see that the numbers, while not great, the numbers are still well below these two numbers here for the last. Of course, look at this. We're the first month of 2020, and we've already passed this number here for cases. So that's not particularly good. Okay, that's not particularly good. But by the same token, it's well below these numbers here. And this line here is 50,000. Okay, cases per month. What about this? Again, the good news is, again, you're riding this 3-month declining pattern in COVID-19 deaths in Israel, plus this crazy low spring and summer. Okay. So anyway, Israel, that does conclude your report for today. Before I let you go, I have one favor to ask again. If you watched the video today, click on the like button next to the video. It's very important because likes is how we move up the ladder. Because that's what the algorithm of YouTube looks like. It looks at likes. Okay. Okay. So that does conclude the report for Israel for today. We move on now to the state of Ohio, Portugal, uh, Sweden, and the U.S. Okay. Thanks so much for stopping by today, Israel. Again, if you watched the video, please click on the like button next to the video.